Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Keeneland Racecourse here on Saturday. It is the 15th of April 2023. Gonna look at the stakes races on the program from Keeneland, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selections for race courses around the world. Let's look at the stakes action, races 8, 9, and 10. The 8th race from Keeneland, it is the Giants Causeway Stakes. It's going for a $250,000 purse. Race for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upwards. We have a field here. Oh, let's see. How many entered? 15 entered, but only 12 go to the turf course. 1,100 meters or 5.5 furlongs on the Keeneland turf course. Going to take the 3-horse Happy Soul as the top selection. Let's go 3-5-10-4 in the superfecta. 3-5-10-4 super. Top selection at 3-horse Happy Soul. 4-year-old filly by Run Happy. Wesley Ward trains one. John Velasquez gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came in the TCA Thoroughbred Club of America Stakes here at Keeneland, 6 furlongs, the 8th of October, and he finished second by 6.5 lengths that day. He just kind of stalked early on. The winner really took off clear, but this horse, she ran okay, but she needed something more. Refreshing back to turf where she hasn't run a lot, but she's run decently on, she's run once on it, but it wasn't a bad race at all. Coming back to turf today. She get a good tracking trip. I think the horse can improve and really run a good race here today. 2 back at Kentucky Downs, turf debut, 6.5 in the Music City Stakes. Finished second by Had that day, and she set the pace. She got caught at the wire, but she ran her heart out. She was getting some class relief from the previous race, which was the Victor Ride at Belmont, 6.5 on the 9th of July. She finished 4th by 3.25 lengths that day, and she just kind of stalked and completely crumbled that day. Hot Peppers really was hot that day. On a hot day, this horse just wasn't getting to her. And then prior to that, the Miss Preakness at Pimlico over the 6. She finished second by 3.25 lengths that day. She was with them early on, but then just couldn't keep up. Lady Scarlet had the jump on her, and then they took her around 2 turns in the Ashland. She's not a 2-turn horse like most Wesley Ward horses. She's a 1-turn horse. She won the Dixie Belle before that quite nicely with an 80 buyer, and as a 2-year-old won the Astoria, going away by nearly a dozen. Very, very good run. As a 2-year-old, this horse showed a lot of potential. Came back to win that Dixie Belle, and then ever since that Ashland, she hasn't been quite the same, but coming to turf here today, she had a good workout here locally last week. I'll give her a shot. I think the 5-horse ABC from California is going to be your second likeliest winner for Umberto Rispoli and Phil D'Amato. Going down the hill in the La Cienega right after New Year's, the horse won by 1/4 lengths, and he had a really good clear victory. Coming home with an 88 buyer, not the best of the career, but it was still a very good run. Prior to that, Senator Ken Maddy at Santa Anita, 6.5 down the hillside. The horse won by 1/4 lengths again, a little bit wide, but she really, really took off well. She's 3 for 3 down the hillside turf course. When she rides around a 2-turn, though, she just doesn't get there. She's just not a 2-turn horse. She needs a 7 furlong race, like maybe the Intercontinental next at Belmont would be good for her, or I think it's 6 furlongs now. But even this race, 5.5, she'll see a strong pace in front of her, and I think she could get the job done. She's training well on the train track at Santa Anita. At 6-1, we'll use her as an upset play. But to recap my selection for the 8th from Keeneland now, it is the Giants Causeway. Let's take the 3-horse Happy Soul. Give kudos to the 5-horse Amy C. Where are we? 3-5-10-4 super, 3-5 in your multi-race. The 9th race now from Keeneland. It is the Lexington Stakes. It's a grade 3 event going for a $400,000 purse. Races for 3-year-olds here. We have a field of 11 horses taking a lap around the Keeneland main track, which is 1,700 meters in circumference, or a mile 16th on the Keeneland main track. Final chance to get your Derby points here. My top selection, I'm going to go take the 5-horse First Mission. 5-6-11-8 in the superfecta for me. 5-6-11-8 super. Top selection, 5-horse First Mission. 3-year-old colt by Street Sense. Brad Cox trains. Luis Saez gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came the 18th of March at the Fairgrounds. Mile 16th in main special weight 50,000. And the horse won by 6.75 lengths that day. He stalked that day. He got the lead, and then he just took off clear, not getting the stick in a hand ride. I thought that was a very good race first time around 2 turns. Coming here, stakes quality horses, should get a good tracking trip, has some forwardly pace if he wants to use it. I think he could step up and run against the big boys here today. He's training very well since coming back from the Fairgrounds. At Churchill, he had a workout on the 2nd of April on the main track. Half-mile drill, 47-4. 11th best workout, 57. And then workout last week on Saturday at Churchill. 4 furlongs, 49-3. 53rd best workout, 69. So I think he's ready to go. 18th of February was his debut at the Fairgrounds. 6 furlongs in the main special weight. Finishing second by 3/4 length that day. he sat back early, a little bit wide, but he was really gaining late. Not a bad run. Keep in mind, he was a next start winner, and the winner was a next start winner too, so quite nice for him. Refreshing here, I'll give him a shot on the ticket. I think the 6-horse Disarms, your second likeliest winner, he ran a very good place in a paceless race in the Louisiana Derby at the Fairgrounds over the mile 3/16. He finished second by 3.5 lengths, was really closing up well late. Not a bad race. They're a little bit behind the 8 ball. They need the extra points to get into the Derby. So coming back here today with the 3-week turnaround, before that he ran in mid-February at Oakland, 1 mile and optional 100, finishing second by 4 lengths. Not the best beginnings, but again, he closed up well, even though not 100% fresh. And then the debut victory, he went away winning by half a dozen at Saratoga, circling the field. Refreshing here, training well. I'll give him a shot on the ticket. And also you have to give a shot to the Baffert horse here, the 11-horse Arabian Lion. It hasn't been seen since the Bob Lewis, where he just never really had a good trip. He kind of hit the wall there. In the low South Futurity, he should have won, to tell you the truth. He just never really got going there. And then here at Keeneland, going 7 furlongs in November on British Cup Day, finished second by 3/4 length. The horrible beginning, was dueling early on. He just missed late, but he ran his heart out there. Back around in 2 turns, I'll give him a shot here at 7-2. Could definitely win on his B race, but he probably won't get to the Derby because it's Baffert. But to recap my selection for the 9th from Keeneland out, it's Lexington. Let's take the 5-horse First Mission. Give kudos to the 6-horse Disarm and the 11-horse Arabian Lion. 5, 6, 11, 8 Super. 5, 6, 11 in your multi-race. We're going to play a pick 3 here. So I think it's going to pay well. So I think you want to go a little deep in some legs, because we're going to get to the 10th race now, and I have some surprises with this one. 10th race from Keeneland, it is the Jenny Wiley Stakes. It's a Grade 1 event going for a $600,000 purse race for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field here of 9 horses heading to the turf course, 1,700 meters, or the mile 16th trip here in the Jenny Wiley. I'm going to get wacky here. I'm going to go take the number 6-horse Skims as a top selection. 6-2-5-3 for me in the superfecta. 6-2-5-3 super. Top selection 6-horse Skims. 4-year-old filly by Frankel. Shug McGahee trains one. John Velazquez gets them out. Hasn't been seen since Christmas at Santa Anita. A mile and a quarter in the American Oaks. And she finished 5th by 1 1/4 lengths that day. She didn't have the best beginning. She just really couldn't get the good turn of foot. After a tough campaign, I just didn't think it was the day to win. Cutting back in trip, could be forwardly paced in this one. I think the horse could get the trip to win. 2 back in the Sands Point. She ran terrifically at Aqueduct, mile and 8th on the 5th of October, winning by a length from a tracking trip. She quickened up nicely, and she went away with it, a 90 bar. It was the best of her career there. And then prior to that, the Dueling Ground Oaks at Kentucky Downs, mile 5/16 there, 5th of September. She finished second by a head. She stalked. She had the lead for a split portion, and then she just kind of hit the wall. I do think the mile 5/16 was just a little bit too long for her there. And the risk-averse Saratoga over the mile. She finished 7 by 2.5 lengths. She had a horrible race. She got bumped. She got pinched back. She got bumped again. Just never was really comfortable. All her races at Saratoga, she saw horrible trips. Before then, the Lake George, she had a very, very wide trip. Wide around the first turn, even wide around the second turn, pinch back, just nothing there. She's won, twice in 2022, once in the Sands Point and once at Tampa in an optional 75, where she won by a head, really taking off clear with a 78 buyer. Came back to win last year's lap and here at Keeneland, the Appalachian Stakes, where he had a decent 3rd place finish by 2 1/4 lengths, where she had a little bit of a tough trip that day. Coming here today, I think she's improved a lot. She's training well. I think her buyers are up to scratch here. I'm going to give her a shot at 20-1. I think the 2-horse in Italian, her second likeliest winner. She's a winner of her last 3. Placed in last year's Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Turf on this turf course, where she just couldn't keep up late. Won the First Lady here. Won the Diana at Saratoga. Triple-digit buyers the last 3, like I said. Sometimes she doesn't run well off the bench, but, I'll give her a shot on the ticket also. At 7-5, she's, off of just her B race. She could definitely win here today. She's training well. 7-5, I'll use her, but like I said, first off the bench, she might need the race. But to recap my selection for the 10th from Keeneland, it is the Jenny Wiley. We're going to take the 6-horse Skims. Give kudos to the 2-horse in Italian. 6-2-5-3 super. 6-2 in your multi-race. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.